Hi guys, welcome back to Geeks Wargaming and welcome to our latest video. Today I am back at a Horus Heresy event being held by Mr. King Fluff, who's very busy still organising stuff down there. Give me a wave, Mr. King Fluff. There you go, there he is. So it's been quite a while since I've played Heresy. It's just over a year, so I'm really looking forward to getting back into the dirty world of 30k. So let's have a look round at the battlefields today. These look really nicely done. Nice little stone with some rocks, nice little chaos pool in the middle, should we go with? Then we've got table number 4, nice industrial ruins. That looks good. Be interesting to play on. We're going to see what's line of sight blocking on that one. And then we've got these kind of battlefields, massive, great big wall. Absolutely no way to see round until you get round to this side of the battlefield, which will be really interesting. And we jump over to one of the other tables. Fluffy does such a good job on some of these sceneries, and I have to admit I have played in some tournaments, and this is some of the most in-depth and immersive scenery I think I've played on. I love this bastion in the middle. It's got the landing pad on the top, and that looks really nice. Head over to one of the big Mechanicum buildings. We have actually filmed a battle report on this table. Oh, we've got a little intruder. But yeah, really nice. I love the crane, all the cargo crates. I think they look really, really nice. And of course you've got the big landing pad here as well. And then another one of these big wall buildings. On the battlefield, trees all laid out, blocking line of sight again. Nice little bits of cover. Back over to another Mechanicum, heavy industrial field world. So these all run in theme because that's the other one. And we move over to another one of the rock planets as well. And then lava, rocks. But we've got walkways built into them as well, so when Fluffy's built these, he's actually incorporated some of the walkways in. I really like that touch. I think that's really, really nice. And then over to another rocky world, but again Mechanicum touches on it, so we've got all the landing pads and we've got all the pipelines on there as well. And then we come over to snow. Now this will be quite interesting because there are 3 knights on this table. Now there are special rules and everything else involved in all of this, so I don't know what they're doing there, but I'm sure I'll find out. But that looks like an awesome table. Now I'm up on stage, and hidden away around the back are 2 very special tables. So this is table number 8. Just try not to catch my shadow and lose the immersiveness of this table. That looks awesome. 3 Reaver Titans standing at the back of the battlefield. That'll be really good fun to play on. And then we have the final table, which just has a Warlord Titan standing there because why the hell not? But again, it's another awesome looking battlefield. Be interesting to play on this. And of course you have just lying around just a Warlord Titan weapon. So yeah, these 2 probably are my favourite tables, just because 3 Reaver Titans and a Warlord as scenery, as you do. So here we go in game 1, and I've been drawn against Alan and his 1,000 Suns. We have 6 objective markers down. Ultramarines are in a 12-inch bubble in the centre, and then 1,000 Suns can come on from any board edge. So we do have some infiltrators, we have some snipers, and then we've got a couple of admechs, and we've got a rhino. So it is 1,000 Suns to go first, but I am going to attempt to seize the initiative, which I don't with a 2. First game over and done with. It is a victory for the Ultramarines by 1 victory point. 6 points to 5. So close. Literally came down to me holding this one, which is Recon, my secondary. D3. I rolled a 3. I got 3. So close. Unbelievable game. Really, really nice play with it. I'm so glad I got to win like that for my first game back into Heresy in quite a while. Great scenery, great board to play on. Phosphex possibly maybe was used. We don't want to talk about it, but what a great game. Game 2 for the Ultramarines, and I am against the World Eaters. We have 3 objectives down on this board. Basically we're playing Relic, but with 3 of them, with little drop pod markers down. So there's one here, there's one over here, and then there's one right slap bang in the World Eaters deployment zone down here. And these little guys pop out of them, which I think is pretty cool. Ultramarines to go first. I'm guessing you're going to want to try and seize. Yeah. So let's see. Is it Ultramarines to go first?
Yeah.
It is. Second game over for the Ultramarines, and it was a loss. The Ultramarines have 1 of the relics. The World Eaters have 2. There is last man standing as well, and I got that for a tertiary, so I get an extra victory point for the tertiary. Invictus Suzerains are alive. They're there with the Apothecary. Siegebreaker's gone, Rhino's gone, Tactical Squad untouched down here. Quad Mortars. My Quad Mortars are proving not to be very popular with the Phosphex. I can't think why, but they're dying quite quickly. But the World Eaters, yeah, a little bit of damage. Took Warlord out, took a lot of their jump troops out as well, their jump infantry, but really, really great fun. Game 3, Ultramarines are deployed. I've gone for a very cagey, let's huddle up in the corner, let's turtle up. We are facing Chaos Demons. New kids on the block in the Heresy world. We have the Warp Rifts on the board. That basically acts as the Chaos deployment zone, so they can come on from any edge from these. Basically now primary is line breaker. So deployments like this here. So I need to get in here. So I put Terminators into Deep Strike, and I've put my Skyhunter jet bikes into Deep Strike as well. Idea is coming on in that table edge or as close as I can, try and get in. But we've got lots and lots and lots of demons, hence the turtling up. That is the end of Game 3. There doesn't appear to be any Ultramarines left. Wow, what a game. Complete and utter tabling. I blame Mr. Fluff here, because Mr. Fluff, yes you, has put in this rule pack about blind rule, and everything that could be blind went blind. So they were hitting on 6 CR. It was just horrendous. But it was a really great fun game, and Demons, Chaos Demons in Heresy, wow, they are really, really good. But that was an awesome game. So this is the final game of the day, and I managed to grab the best board with the Reaver Titans on. So it's a doubles game, 3,000 points, 1,005 each. Blood Angels and Ultramarines against Thousand Suns and Mechanicum. It is the Blood Angels and Ultramarines to go first, unless they can seize.
On a 5.
On a 5. Which, it is a 6. They do seize the initiative. That was an awesome game for the final game. Really, really close. We lost in the end, but wow. Ultramarines performed quite well. Leviathan went boom in the middle there quite early on, which is a little bit annoying. Blood Angels did really, really well as well. Lots of wounds going across all over the place. There isn't much left, realistically, on either side. But what a great game to finish day 1. Start of day 2, and I've been drawn against the Death Guard, the Ultramarines all on the board. I put the Invictus Marines in Deep Strike thanks to my Warlord trait, and I'm taking Leviathan in a drop pod, so he's going to be coming on as well. Basically, there's a Mechanicum dude here, and the Death Guard need to get him here by the end of the game, and I need to be in control of him. So Tactical squads, there's lots of raining down death. I've got my 3 quad mortars, I've got my Scorpius Whirlwind, so they'll be laying fire down here, but they need to survive the onslaught of the Death Guard as they come up the battlefield. Really looking forward to day 2, 1,500 points, and then the final game is 3,000 points, so quite a big game, so Gulliman's going to be coming out to play in that. But yeah, really looking forward to this. It is Ultramarines to go first. With the Ultramarines turn 3, it is a win for the Ultramarines. There are no boots left on the ground, the reserves cannot come in. Ultramarines win. I deep strike my Invictaris Marines in. They were there, they're ready to go into the one last guy here. He died from just melt a gun actually from the Leviathan Dreadnought. Everything else was a speeder down here, blew up my Scorpius Whirlwind, but it was just Phosphex and Barrage and grab from the drop pile or the Leviathan, just did the damage. But yes, it is a win for the Ultramarines. This is it, last game of the weekend, 3,000 points. I'm facing the same Death Guard army I faced in the previous game because our game lasted 26 minutes. We wanted a good game, so we decided to play each other again. So, Death Guard. Lots of Death Guard. Quite a lot of Death Guard actually, and all really quick, all with jump packs. Then Fire Raptor, Javelin Speeders, yay, speed, lots of speed. Ultramarines for deployment wise, not much on the board. Quad Mortars, Phosphex obviously, Scorpius Whirlwind, got the range, so I'll pull them at the back. Spartan, Gulliman inside of there, Invictaris, Praetor, Chaplain, Apothecary, all in there. 2 squads of Tactical Marines. Tactical Marines are here with Siegebreaker, Mr. Nuncio Vox, given a good look out just in case I lose line of sight, so he might be able to see some stuff. In reserve, Siphon Flyer, Drop Pod, the Leviathan Dreadnought, and then everything else is in transport. So it's going to be really interesting. And at the moment, it is Death Guard to go first. That's it, final game for the Ultramarines. Went down to the very final 6th turn. I tabled the Death Guard. What an awesome game. The Praetor was alive. He was the only guy left alive with 1 wound. And it took everything to kill him, literally everything. Gulliman did what he does best. I've lost quite a lot, basically. Death Pile, plus Scorpius, plus 2 Rhinos. Death Guard, Death Pile. All of that. What an awesome game, what a great opponent. I've loved every minute of that. So then guys, it has been a couple of days since the Cataclysm of Iron event that I went to at the weekend. I just wanted to give it a couple of days for reflection about how my Ultramarines did at the event and what it was like to play Heresy again before I sat down to camera to do the final sum up. So first off, I just want to say massive thank you to King Fluff for allowing me to come to the event. It was brilliant. I really enjoyed it. It was really nice to play Heresy again. It's a gaming system that I've not played since the Greetings from the Warp event I went to last March. So it's been a while, and to be honest, I really enjoyed it. It was great fun. I know that Heresy is kind of 7th edition rules or 7.5 edition rules. It's kind of not. It's kind of its own rule set in my own opinion, separate from what 7th edition was. It's got the core of 7th edition, and I know we've all adopted 8th edition now in 40k, but it kind of works, and I really enjoyed that weekend. Admittedly, I didn't face any D weapons, I didn't face any Warhound Titans. There were about 3 or 4 there in the final game. I didn't face any of that, and I've got to say, I had great fun. Everybody I played was really good and really nice. The armies were great, and just the battle boards were really nice as well. And the little twists that Fluffy had put on were, in one game it was to my disadvantage, and then one game it was to my advantage. So my Ultramarines, I think they did actually quite well. So I actually finished the weekend on 2 wins and 1 draw. So the very first game against our Thousand Suns, we went back over the victory points at the end, and I'd won. But the reason that I won was because the opponent had kept his troops inside a Rhino on an objective. If he'd have got his troops out, it would have been a draw. If he kept them in, because they don't score in a Rhino, I'd have won that. So, being the nice person that I am, I said, we finished the game, you'd have got them out. And he was like, well, yeah, if I'd have known, I'd have taken them out of the Rhino to score that objective. I couldn't have shifted them, I was nowhere near them. So I allowed him to do it, and we went back and we changed the points after we handed them in to allow it to be a draw. And I think that was a fair result. It was a really good game, it was really good fun. So I think the draw was the right result, and yeah, it's one of those contentious issues of do they score in a Rhino, do they not score in a Rhino or transport? The answer is no, they don't, and he kept them in. So I allowed him to take them out after the game had finished.
Game 2 was against World Eaters, and that was really good fun. 2-1 on the victory point. I couldn't catch him. He took the 2 objective markers down the other end of the board. I'm not quick enough. I couldn't go get him. Simple as that. Game 3 was against Chaos Demons. Now, the new boys on the block when it comes to Heresy, wow, they were filth. Now, obviously, they come on from these little breaks in the warp on the board, and they get these 3 little blobs, and that is their table deployment edge. Now, if I'd have thought about it properly, what I should have done in full tournament mode is move my troops up and encircle the 2 that were closest to me, meaning that he could not come out of them because I was within an inch. Now, I should have done that with my 2 tactical squads. If I'd have done that, he'd have been forced to go to the one at the bottom of the battlefield and had longer to come towards me, and I'd just shot him off the board, maybe, because they are blooming tough, them Chaos Demons. But anyway, hindsight is a great thing, and my deployment, the way that I did it, I was castled up in that corner, wouldn't have allowed me to do it. If I'd have gone right to the edge of my deployment, then possibly. The other thing is with that game is King Fluff had wrote in that blind checks were anything on 40mm bases or under. And most of the time I was rolling a damn blind check on them, and so most of my troops are blind and hitting on 6s, and it didn't help me out in that game. So that was the disadvantage in that game. The last game, game 4 on day 1, was the doubles game with the Blood Angels against Thousand Suns that I'd faced earlier in the day, and his son with his Admech, which was stunning. Absolutely beautifully painted up. That petrol blue that you possibly saw in the video earlier. And that was a loss, but that was such a great game. It was really, really close, and it was great fun. Then we flip over to day 2 and game 5. Now, I faced Death Guard. Almost forgot. Death Guard. Now, this is where the deployment came into my advantage. So the deployment was like this. Long length board, and we were literally right by each other. And deployment was really tight. You didn't have much room. Now, my Ultramarines, I didn't have much on the board. I kept my Leviathan and my Invictaris Marines in reserve, thanks to my Warlord trait. And obviously there was quite a bit of Death Guard on the board and a lot in reserve. But they were so clustered, it was just Phosphex, and it was my Scorpius Whirlwind, and then my Leviathan Dreadnought came in and grabbed and Phosphexed, and there wasn't anything realistically left at the end of my turn 2, which meant, or turn 3, sorry, which meant nothing else could deep strike in. And because my opponent had been rolling quite badly on his reserve rolls, everything was still in reserve, there was no boots left on the ground, game over. It was a win for the Ultramarines. And then game 6. So because we'd had a 24-26 minute game in game 5, it was like, should we face each other in the 3,000 point game and let's have a bit of fun, which we did. And it was another win for the Ultramarines. Went 6 turns, absolutely fantastic game, great opponent, loved every minute of it, and we had a giggle, including when his Warlord deep striked in a very dangerous position, scattered into a wall, and then died. Ting! Mishap tables. Whoa, do I not miss them. Playing with templates again and things like mishap tables and scatter dice. Yeah, it was interesting to pull them out. It didn't feel like a relic. It felt like a really good part of the gaming system, and obviously played a lot of 40k recently over the last year. And I enjoyed both sets of rule sets, to be quite honest. I enjoyed 8th and I enjoyed Heresy. So it was really, really nice. Now, one of the things I haven't shown you is when you buy a ticket, you get one of these little tins. And Fluffy gives one of these. You get a t-shirt as well. So in here, there is a King Fluff dice. It's quite nice. But you also get one of these awesome purity seals. How cool is that? Now, I think I might try and stick a magnet on the back and stick it somewhere, I think. Possibly somewhere in here. Somewhere like here. So it's on the battle reports in the background when we're sitting doing our piece to camera. Really like that. That's a really nice touch. Well done, Mr. Fluff. And this is resin as well. So quite sturdy, quite hard. But yes, I just want to give a massive thank out to Mr. King Fluff for allowing me to come to the tournament. I just want to give a massive thank you and a big shout out to all the opponents that I faced over that weekend. You was all great, we all had really good fun, and it was 6 great games. I couldn't have asked for anything more for my trip back into Heresy. Check out King Fluff on Facebook if you haven't done so already. He does other tournaments, so there's Cataclysm of Iron 4 coming up next year. There's a doubles tournament coming up next year, which I'm going to hopefully attend with one of the other Geeks. Now, I need to try and persuade one of them to get back into Heresy to allow that to happen. Matt, if you're watching, it's probably going to be you. So yes, Matt, I haven't texted you yet, but I am going to text you about going to a doubles tournament for Heresy. You'd have to be Loyalist, Iron Warriors. I'm sure we can wrangle that somehow. But yes, great fun. Thanks for watching, guys. Please leave me a comment. Would you like to see more Heresy content on the channel? I know there's a few people out there yelling out for it, so it's definitely something we're going to have a look at. Well, I'm going to have a look at. Please leave us a like. It does help out the channel. Why not subscribe if you haven't done so already? And don't forget to click that little bell icon so you never miss any of our content when we upload it. And as always, we'll see you on the next one.